Listen, it is a very special year this year. When it comes to marine protection, environmental protection, WWF South Africa, they have been doing some incredible things. And as someone's alarm goes off, it's time to announce that they are also celebrating 50 years of existence and doing some incredible things for the environment. So as we welcome the team from WWF, I have Justin Smith, WWF South Africa's Head of Business Development, and Pavs Pillay from WWF Marine joining us this morning to take a look at the incredible milestones that you have. For some reason, my voice has also decided to go a little bit, but welcome to Expresso.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you for having us.
Justin, I want to start off with you. 50 years, it is an incredible milestone. Can you tell us about the significance that WWF has played in the conservation and nurturing of our environment in South Africa?
Absolutely, Zoe. As the largest environmental organisation in South Africa, we've got a real responsibility to protect some of the unique biodiversity of South Africa. We're one of the 10 most biodiverse countries in the world, so we've got these amazing natural assets around our animals and plants and bird species. We've been working really hard to make sure that communities are properly involved in conservation, the benefits of it, particularly from a tourism perspective as well. And then I think WWF's got a real reputation as acting as a catalyst. So, as an example, in the 1990s with the change in government, we seconded a whole bunch of our staff into different government departments. We managed to get environmental education started in South Africa. We managed to get the Working for Water program started, which now spends 3 billion rand a year on clearing alien plant species across the country. So if we can start little ideas and get more momentum and support, that's really, I think, a big role for us in this country.
I think it's incredible what you guys have been doing. And Pavs, I mean, if you had to just summarize the top 3 milestones that WWF South Africa has achieved, what would those milestones be?
Well, I mean, there's so many wins for over the 50 years, but for me particular, I would start with our rhino project. Okay. We've done amazing work there, especially with our black rhino expansion project, which has resulted in 11 new populations of rhino being created through the WWF program. And then obviously one that you know is very close to my heart, and that's sustainable seafood and SASSI. SASSI is going on 15 years strong.
Sure.
And of that, a large portion of its life has been with WWF. It is still working. It's reached an 80% consumer awareness level. So South Africans are getting smart about seafood. And then on the land side, WWF has contributed about 400,000 hectares of protected land to the Protected Land Network. And that's very important in a country as diverse as Justin has talked about, you know. And one of the big things that we kind of pride ourselves on is we're a partnership-based organization.
Yes.
You know, we believe that's where our strength comes. We believe in partnerships and collaboration. And as a result, we formed some major trusts over the years. And these have been funding key environmental issues, funding key environmental challenges that our country is facing, and even across our borders. So things like, the Nedbank WWF Green Trust Fund, the Table Mountain Fund, which is a fantastic fund, as well as things like the Leslie Hill Succulent Karoo Fund. So there's all these ongoing initiatives that will take conservation within a socioeconomic context into our future. So it's very exciting.
Yes, it is very exciting. And I love how you mentioned this is a partnership-based organization as well. Now, how can we, as the Expresso family, our wonderful viewers at home, partner with you guys, show your support? Because I can imagine running all these projects across the country, it comes with challenges. But how can people show support and support you guys?
Well, you know, I like to believe that conservation is not just WWF's job and responsibility. It's every South African's responsibility, and that's where we all play a role.
Yeah.
So, you know, it can start off with something as simple as, you know, pushing for sustainable and responsible consumption. You know, striving for responsible extraction and production in terms of our land and our sea, what we take from the planet, you know, how we use it. Watch your food waste. It's as easy as those solutions, you know. Other way that we're looking at is to transition to a low carbon. I know that's long down the road, a low carbon economy, but it's doable. We have renewables, we have options available to us. Let's strive for that. We know fossil fuels have a limited life. They're finite, they're non-renewables.
Yeah.
So let's find ways in which we actually take a leaf out of Mother Nature's book and actually work in circular economies, in circular fashions. Then also, I mean, plastics, as you know.
We say no to single-use plastics here. We've already gotten rid of the straws. We are paper straws and bamboo straws at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, plastics is on the agenda. It's on the rise. We're seeing it so prevalent in our oceans. It's unfortunately, we're plasticizing our oceans. You know, we're plasticizing our land. We're having thousands of animals dying from ingestion, entanglement. So that's where you can start acting now as a concerned consumer. I like to call them ocean champions. You know, simple things. I like to use the phrase, I choose to reuse.
Oh, yes.
You know, reuse, rejuvenate, repurpose, recycle, all of that. And do a concerted effort. Get yourself aware and share your knowledge. Spread the message so that, you know, everybody in your immediate circle, your family, your friends, all become very aware of these key environmental issues, because they basically ensure that your life thrives on this planet.
They do. Well, listen, some exciting things. I think just before we end off, Justin, quickly, what is the goal for the next 50 years for WWF South Africa?
Wow, sorry, that's a huge one. I think talking about some of the really key things we're working on at the moment, though we're out of the drought to some extent here, water is still a critical issue in South Africa. So we're working to secure our strategic water source areas, 10% of South Africa's land that produces more than half our water. So we're creating partnerships with business, government, and other NGOs in each of those 22 areas to try and make sure we preserve those water resources properly. We also have a really exciting new project. We're busy working on the first new national protected area in almost 20 years, securing some of the grasslands biome in the northeastern Cape.
Sure.
And then I think something close to both our hearts, one of the big jobs I think we have to do is get more young South Africans of all races involved in environmental issues. Understanding what WWF does, and also I think creating a connection between these important resources like food, energy and water, and getting people to realize they come from nature. So we've got a new brand campaign that we've been pushing, For Nature For You, and we're working with a range of really exciting brand ambassadors like yourself. So that's, I think, a big job for us, creating awareness and understanding. And if we can get that right in the next few years, we've got a bright future.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. I wish we can talk about this all day. But WWF, they believe in the power of people and how we can, as a collective, can positively impact the earth to realize our vision of building an equitable and sustainable future in which both people and nature can thrive.